When kashrut agencies approach precision fermentation, they're stepping into a field that blends biotechnology and halacha with remarkable precision. And what is striking, even encouraging, is how naturally the certification process can adapt to these new manufacturing realities. The technology itself is not hostile to kosher oversight. If anything, it offers a cleaner, more controllable environment than traditional dairy production. This gives kashrut agencies a unique opportunity to ensure both halakhic integrity and scientific rigor while supporting an emerging industry that aligns well with kosher ideals. At the foundation, certifiers begin with the same principles they apply to any food technology: traceability, transparency, and control of raw materials. But precision fermentation adds a layer of novelty, prompting agencies to map out how the product is created from start to finish. The first question they investigate is the identity and origin of the microorganism used, whether it is yeast, fungi, bacteria, or another engineered strain. In halacha, microorganisms are not treated as animals or plants, which simplifies much of the process. But certifiers still want to understand how the organism was selected, how the genetic instructions were inserted, and what materials were used during the construction of the strain. They rarely object to the genetic process itself, but they need assurances that no forbidden biological materials were used as carriers or in the engineering steps. Once the organism is approved, attention shifts to the growth media, the broth in which fermentation occurs. This is where the most detailed halakhic scrutiny takes place. Even though the final dairy-identical proteins are pareve and non-animal, the media must also be free of non-kosher ingredients or animal derivatives. Agencies review every component: sugars, nitrogen sources, amino acids, vitamins, anti-foaming agents, minerals, and pH regulators. Many fermentation systems traditionally used hydrolysates or peptones derived from animal tissue. These are not permissible for kosher certification. Fortunately, the food tech world is rapidly shifting toward fully plant-based or synthetic alternatives, making compliance easier than ever. This creates a highly positive synergy between halacha and modern sustainability trends. Growth factors and enzymes receive particular attention. Some fermentation processes require enzymes to initiate or optimize protein production. These enzymes must themselves be kosher certified. The good news is that advancements in biotechnology have made microbial enzymes overwhelmingly dominant in industrial production, reducing the likelihood of problematic sources. When certifiers encounter proprietary enzymes, they conduct full ingredient audits, ensuring no animal-based catalysts or stabilizers were used. The fermentation process itself raises relatively few halakhic concerns, but certifiers still verify that no cross-contamination can occur. Fermentation tanks, piping, pumps, and sensors must be dedicated or thoroughly kashered. Stainless steel facilities are ideal for this, and many precision fermentation plants resemble high-end breweries more than dairy factories. Their clean-in-place (CIP) systems, automated sterilization cycles, and closed-loop handling provide a level of control that certifiers can appreciate. In many ways, biotechnology gives kosher oversight a cleaner environment than traditional dairies, where animal-derived materials create far more complexity. Downstream processing is another area of focus. Once the fermented broth contains the target protein, it must be separated, filtered, washed, and purified. Every step, centrifugation, microfiltration, ultrafiltration, chromatography, may use membranes, resins, or filtration aids. Agencies investigate the provenance of these components. Are membrane films free of animal gelatin? Are chromatography resins manufactured without glycerin from non-kosher sources? Are processing aids synthetic rather than biological? Modern manufacturers often already use vegan or medical-grade components, which simplifies certification and aligns with the industry's push toward purity and consistency. Facilities that plan to produce both kosher and non-kosher materials must maintain strict segregation. Kashrut agencies collaborate with companies to establish workflows, cleaning protocols, and equipment boundaries that prevent mixing. Precision fermentation often supports this easily. Companies prefer modular systems, closed-system tanks, and clear production lines, all of which enhance kosher compliance. Another area of investigation concerns the final formulation. When the purified protein is blended with fats, sugars, minerals, or stabilizers to create cheese, milk, or yogurt analogs, each additive requires separate kosher approval. Flavorings and emulsifiers are especially important. Even tiny components can carry halakhic weight. But here too, the trend toward global vegan markets means that many companies already rely on plant-based or synthetic ingredients, making the certification process smoother. Beyond the technical questions, certifiers also evaluate documentation, supply chain transparency, and facility integrity. They look for reliable batch records, ingredient purchase logs, and detailed flow diagrams. Precision fermentation tends to produce highly consistent data because the industry depends on regulatory approval and quality control. This structured environment is a gift to kosher oversight. It allows agencies to track ingredients and processes with an accuracy that would be unthinkable in traditional animal-based dairies. Perhaps the most positive aspect of this entire field is how collaborative the relationship between certifiers and manufacturers can become. Many companies welcome kosher certification not as a burden, but as a value signal. Kosher commands trust, emphasizes purity, and opens global markets. Agencies, in turn, benefit from technologies that produce dairy-identical foods with fewer halakhic complications. No need for Shalav Yisrael supervision, no risk of non-kosher adulteration, and no animal welfare concerns. As the precision fermentation ecosystem grows, kashrut agencies are poised to become key partners in shaping how these foods reach observant consumers. The process involves rigor, but it is a rigor grounded in clarity rather than conflict. The halakhic framework fits surprisingly well with the precision of biotech manufacturing. Certifiers look for clean inputs, controlled processes, and full transparency, principles that modern food science has already embraced. In the end, precision fermentation offers a glimpse of a kosher future that is more accessible, more sustainable, and more aligned with technological progress. It is a realm where halacha can operate confidently, where science and ritual oversight support one another, and where consumers can enjoy new foods with both trust and enthusiasm.